At the base of her ancestral mountain sits the whanau house of 83-year-old queer Lily Stone, who lives in the small Hawke's Bay community of Pakipaki. When Mrs. Stone's great-grandmother died in 1936, her estate, which included vast tracts of land and many ancient artefacts, was put into the care of the Minister of Māori Affairs, who selected trustees to oversee it. The ancient taonga included greenstone patu, mere, heitiki, whalebone taiaha, mats and korowai. Lily Stone's mother, Tahatera Tomlins, was custodian of the taonga. The last time she saw them was in 1964, when she and the then trustee went to the National Bank in Hastings and took an inventory. 6 years later, she went to get some of the taonga to display at a tangi.
They went to the bank, and they went and asked for the taongas. They came out with these bags, and my mother said, "No, these are not the bags," They said they didn't have it. So they took what they had, what taongas were there. Mum and them took that and put it up, and then they went back to the bank.
When it was discovered up to 50 of the taonga were missing, Mrs. Stone's mother filed a police complaint, wrote letters to the Minister of Police and hired a lawyer. She blames the trustee and died without ever really finding out what happened, although she did get one answer.
The last thing they went to, there was a big hullabaloo. I remember Mum and them coming crying and everything, And the last thing they did, they heard of this clairvoyant. So they went to the clairvoyant, and the clairvoyant said, "Sorry lady, all overseas."
The trustee at the time disputed the fact he took an inventory in 1964 and called Mrs. Stone's mother a liar. For Lily Stone and her family, the hunt for the taonga is also about restoring their mana.
Yeah, I feel terrible. How many years now? I feel terrible. And I think the whole family feel mamai about this, my whole family.
It's been generations.
Yeah, been generations, yeah.
Mrs. Stone's mukapuna and lawyer David Stone says the whanau aren't even sure the 14 taonga they still have are theirs.
The Crown lost all of them save for the axe and one stone one. And the ones that we have today, there's an issue as to whether they're actually ours or not. Nanny Tail was adamant that they're not, because these ones were chipped. The ones we have today are chipped, whereas the ones that we had were in perfect order and they had plaiting around the handles, whereas these ones had no plaiting. But we've had to take the ones that we got today because we had nothing else.
David Stone believes there's nothing from stopping the Crown from doing the right thing.
I hope that we get a hearing so that's courted, or that Nanny's just given to you is told to the Crown, because I think the Crown has to be held to account. I think everything that they've done to our family has to come out.
Currently, this claim comes under the deed of settlement for Heritonga Tamatea, which has already been signed. But Ngāti Mihiroa believe they have a valid claim and want to be heard separately.
You're going to have a deed of settlement which says, we've settled this taonga claim, but they haven't done anything. They haven't heard us, they haven't found them, they haven't replaced them, and they certainly, under the current deed of settlement, aren't going to apologise. And that's what's at the heart of this claim. It's a very simple, principled position.
The claim was lodged last week, and as of yet, Ngāti Mihiroa have not heard back from the Waitangi Tribunal. For Lily Stone and her whānau, there is only one outcome that will bring them peace.
And we just want our taongas to be replacing, for them to bring it back on the marae, and a public apology. I mean, it was the Crown, it was in the bank. Now, we trusted the bank. That's why we put it there. We couldn't even trust the bank.
Ko Shannon Haunui-Thompson, tēnei.